Hello everybody, I'm very sorry not be there with you during this session. I thought it would be a lot more entertaining for you to listen to this video for the responses to your very good questions rather than having Elaine reading out them loud. I know they've been very good ambassadors for MTO, but we might give them a break. So I'll try to respond to the questions and not go for too long. First of all, I'd like to say that I expected your region to come up with very interesting questions, and you fulfilled this expectation, definitely. These are questions that are up to the point of MDO's specific work. First of all, the first question on how can MDO, if can MDO support the older regions in developing new ministries? I think this is an interesting question, but as I said during the session with the European provincials, this is probably not an issue that we can discuss now for our current structure. It's a good question that should be raised probably at congregational chapter level, and it would mostly have to focus on how much these older regions want to invest in developing the mission, possibly new areas, and who could be responsible to do it. The Mission Development Office has been in some way requested to do this because it was linked very strongly with the need for funding for new ministries. So in a region where this need is not as strong, or at least there are already capacities in terms of fundraising in the region itself, it would be a question on what kind of role a Mission Development Office could have in supporting the creation of new ministries. And I have to say that for as much as I know of the provinces in New York, North America and Canada, you might definitely find excellent skills and staff within your provinces to support this kind of process that we call the MDO process, in terms of analyzing needs of new communities and coming up with strategic plans, and then doing fundraising and monitoring and evaluation. The question is, if you wish to see this happening under a coordinating umbrella at congregational level, that should respond to some general congregational guidelines. And I'll give you an example. If we think that from the next congregational chapter, the priority of human trafficking will come out strong, and the chapter will recommend provinces to work together to tackle this problem in some specific regions or globally, it might be suggested that an MDO or a mission development structure, coordinating structure, supports the development of new programs in this area of human trafficking in some regions with a beyond provinces approach, I would say. This is something that the Mission Development Office, I think, could provide an added value to, in terms of networking, capacity to network among provinces, and capacity to identify sources of funding at the global level. Otherwise, developing new ministries within a province, I would not see the role of the Congregational Mission Development Office as providing really an added value. An example of a cross-province, across-the-border project is one we are developing in Bolivia and Chile for migrants. It's a project where Good Shepherd Ministries provide support to women who are thinking of migrating from Bolivia to Chile, and they provide different kind of support. On one end, orientation to try to prevent migration, and on the other end, for those who have migrated, support centers where women can keep in touch with their families in the town, in the province of origin. So this joint work between Bolivia and Chile found some support from the Mission Development Office in grant seeking, and before that in developing an overall plan and facilitating the relationship between the two provinces, but between the two countries that are under the same province. I could see potentially a lot of networking opportunities between Central America and North America on a number of areas. One is migration, definitely, and linked to that, human trafficking. The other one is on microfinance, which is an area we're now working a lot with the support of the Australian Microfinance Foundation. So if a project on a cross-border activity, for example, between the United States and Mexico, or United States and the whole of Central America on migrations, we could consider supporting research and development process. So I hope this is a response to your first question.